Human. I am human. I march to the beat of a broken drum. I stroll to the tune of an off-key strum. That's me. I'm my mother's baby. The product of one man's craftsmanship. A man who chooses to live in the upstairs penthouse. Something we can only afford with time. Something happens when we are born. We open our eyes to see a world around us. We're stuck. From the time we enter our mother's womb, we are powerless. The sun rises on the horizon the day we take our very first steps. The world feels so small. I'm a big fish in a small pond, finding my way. But in some weird way, I feel safe. Life can't be so bad after all. At least that's what my father says. He tells me who I should be. I sit up straight. I tuck my shirt in. I learn how to tie my shoes. Daddy teaches me how to play catch. Life is fair. Although something about me feels off. I'm made in the image of my father, but share no characteristics. Still, I believe life is fair. Innocence lives in me, like a time bomb. When the time is right, it will explode, as everything I've ever known erupts into ash around me. That time was adolescence. I retreat into a shell. I'm taller than most girls. My voice cracks every time I speak. The girls around me have hips. They strut when they walk. I look silly with my hands on my hips. I stick out like the moon at night when I'm with them. They look at me funny. They ask me, why don't I walk the line? I tell them I'm not like most. The cadence to my drum is a bit different. They call me strange. I believe them. Maybe Mom and Dad got it wrong. If I'm so normal, why aren't I like everyone else? Isn't that the point of normal? Aren't we as humans supposed to share something that bonds us? I carry the words of Catholic schoolgirls on my back as luggage. Luggage for when I leave the nest, my sanctuary. As I'm left to face the world on my own, the luggage I carry gets heavier. There's something so weird about this time, weirder than even I. I'm a fish out of water. As the world as I always knew it gets a little bigger, I'm but a teardrop in the ocean, a footprint in the snow. I'm unnoticed and unaccounted for. Right and wrong show themselves mightily as I stumble and fall for the very first time. They say the best part about falling is getting up. It's telling of the kind of person you are. I've spent all my life up to this point finding my way. After finding my way, I try to find my place. Where do I belong? Which glass slipper fits my foot like a glove? In some ways, I feel as though I let the luggage of their words go. But in other ways, I feel like it's become a part of me. A scar on my heart, etched in black ink. A tattoo to show the world where I come from. Their words lead me to a dark place. I don't feel like myself anymore. I question the things around me all the more. Why am I unhappy? I still have a spring in my step. Air still flows through my lungs like rivers and streams. Why am I so sad? Why do I always see the other women around me so bold, so fierce and confident? I'm a wallflower in their presence. I melt like spaghetti when they approach me. They all want something from me that I can't give them. They're chasing the sun in a dark room. I envy them. Goddesses of Venus with such beauty, grace, and elegance. Something I haven't quite learned yet. Or will I ever learn? I stumble once again. This time I learn that some stumbles have lasting effects. I meet a woman of grace. She knows me unlike any other woman. We play together. We dress up. We put on makeup. We bond. Somewhere along the line, we'd gone too far. Off the deep end and into the perils of the sea. We bring life into this world. We care for it as my mother and father cared for me. I play the game by their rules. I try to remember everything they taught me, but my memories seem fuzzy. They are distant. I don't feel apt to care for another human life. I can barely care for my own. I still see the passing trucks and dream about the peace that lies underneath them. Yet somehow I must be who I was taught I should be. I play the game. I run along the hamster wheel, exhausted, but I must remain strong. I run and run and run. My feet bleed. I dance to murder the tears in their tracks. I laugh to save face for my little ones. They can't see me be weak. It'll only disturb them. I raise them to live the lives they want. I struggle with my own advice. It's sad when they grow. They are living, breathing representations of time, symbols of time lost, spent unhappily. One thing about time is that it's never on sale. It's a virus. Once it starts, it can never stop. Infinitely a curse to mankind. The offspring grow like trees, and we release them to the sky. We go our separate ways, and I hope I've given them the tools that they need. Women of grace and I are alone. We are at each other's throats, like lions in the den. We never are at peace. Our home has become a battlefront. I began to think that perhaps I should free her, as I freed our offspring. Love is but a dream. Everything is roses, until the guns make themselves known. We pull away from each other every day, until we are no longer on the same wavelength. I don't feel her vibrations. I'm in isolation. Left to face the demons I've put off for so long. Only this time, I'm brittle. I no longer have the bounce in my step. I've passed it on to my offspring. How unkind is the sand in the hourglass. Isolation brings revelation. I've learned more about myself than I ever did. Life left me no choice. That elephant that's always been in the room is ready to stampede. I reminisce of the past. My spirit burns, so fierce as Venus, but my physicality is of Mars. I've pigeonholed myself to Mars. Locked in chains, I've let their words get to me. I lost the game. I'm of old age and never explored the part of myself I always wanted to. Venus has only lived as a figment of an imagination in my head. You never realize how fucked up your life is until you never reach your full potential. I've seen a century of birthdays as the person I never knew. Instead of being transparent, I was translucent. And so I die alone.